bringing you the latest news, game updates, insights, highlights, and everything Liberty Hockey. This is Rock the Rink, where Liberty Hockey lives.
And welcome into a new episode of Rock the Rink Podcast. Pat Strong joined by Chris Kerr and Justin Forth. And guys, only one team competed at home this weekend. It was the men's D1 team, but everyone now is going to be in full swing coming up here. And before we get into that, this podcast is brought to you by the Virginia Army National Guard. The next greatest generation is now, and it begins with you. Get a head start on your career in exciting fields like science, communications, engineering, and medicine, along with tuition assistance in the Virginia National Guard. To learn more about the Virginia Army National Guard, check out Join VA Guard on Facebook and Instagram, or email us at nationalguard@liberty.edu. That's nationalguard@liberty.edu. All right, so guys, Liberty men's D1 only team to be able to compete this past weekend, but they rolled past UNC 6-1, giving them not only the most impressive win on this young season so far, but also their biggest scoring output as well.
I've liked the kind of just setup we've had so far of play game, play two, play
right. Game.
I feel like we've really gotten to see a lot of different looks, whether it's some deep pairings, some forward matchups that we've put together. We've allowed our power play to get out there, our PK to get out there. And now that we'll just say like most of the rust is shaken off, we kind of have an idea, more of an identity of who we are moving forward into this next weekend. It's pretty exciting, but when it is what it is, you see UNC on paper. It's a team that, again, on paper we should beat. So I'm glad we were able to kind of take care of business convincingly, like we should.
Yeah, it's looking at the 6-1 score. I thought UNC looked not out of place. Obviously, Liberty was the better team. Mm-hmm. We're all going to agree on that. Mm-hmm. But I thought UNC looked better, and they put up a pretty good fight against a really good Liberty team. Obviously, their goalie maybe wants one or two of those goals back, right. But that sixth goal was a really good tip. And then obviously, was there a power play in there? Yeah. So a power play marker. So I thought their goaltender played good hockey. Obviously, not the same as NC State last week, but 6-1 win in convincing fashion. The guys I thought played well. Some tweaks here and there. There was a couple of defensive zone blue line giveaways on the breakout that actually gave UNC some important scoring opportunities that Bernstein had to look really good. And I thought he was pretty solid. He might want that one goal back. But it was a power play goal against, right? So I thought he was solid with, 20 saves on 21 shots or something like that. But yeah, overall, really good hockey being played at this stage in the season. So I think the coaching staff should be happy with where they're at and some things to tweak moving forward.
Yeah, going back to a point you just made, Lucas Brown, he did play phenomenal for UNC, obviously 61 saves on the night. Liberty was out shooting them 3-1, so you like the pace that Liberty's played with so far to start the year. I feel like in all four games, they've really dictated the play of competition in the offensive zone, heavy on the forecheck too, which we expected being deep with their forward ranks, but you brought up also another good point too. The defensive zone coverage, that is something that we've talked about that could be interesting with so many new guys on the back end. So like now moving forward as we progress throughout the season, is this something that we definitely want to fine tune, or where are the key aspects of those areas you want to fine tune?
Yeah, I think so. I think against a UNC team, depending, like the mentality might be a little bit more like Rhett likes to call it hero ball. This team isn't a Minot. They're not an Adrian, right? So like maybe I can make that extra move, try to get around that first or second forechecker, and then boom, it's a stick-on puck, and then they're back the other way. So just trying to find and making those plays when you should make them, even against a team that's not as talented, is a very difficult thing for a coach to get across and have the players take that mentality seriously. So I think little things like that, just making sure that you're making those the smart plays early enough to then play your game. I think little things like that after this weekend and just making sure that they know that's important.
No, those are good points. And when I think back on the goals that we did score, to me it's like, okay, that's a goal that's going to go in no matter who we're playing, right? Yep. Whether it's the offensive draw win by Monroe and then Finch's goal, or even DeMar's with the power play goal there. most of those, like, doesn't matter who, that's going to go in. Yeah, that's a good point you're saying there.
Yeah, and I was really glad to see my favorite, Ryan Finch, get on the board for 2.
Yeah, that's right.
2 nice goals there. I think a guy like that, he probably feels that pressure, whether it's, self-inflicted, but like he wants that monkey off his back. He knows he's here to score and contribute offensively. So it was really nice to see him get 2 in a 6-1 win in a big way.
Yeah, and one of the big things I think also too that's good, now you have another game with a strong community scoring, right? 5 different guys were able to put a goal in the back of the net, and I think that was the key for Liberty last season. That's probably going to be a key moving forward, especially with how deep this team is, guys.
Yeah, watch out for Nick Pomerleau. He got on the board early this season.
That's right.
Usually the assist king. But yeah, it's good to see him get one early. You better watch out. Hopefully the floodgates open and he doesn't stop.
Yeah, for real. Seriously. So, what were your thoughts on that goal he scored? What happened? He hit it off of somebody, and then
that's good awareness. That's intentional. The guy follows the play. Stick again. Play's still happening. It was the only guy on the ice who knew where the puck was.
Yeah.
Good quick release.
It wasn't a tip or anything.
Nice
right?
low hard shot inside the post. I mean, that's perfect hockey right there by our assistant captain, Nick Pomerleau.
Attaboy, Nick.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah, no, it's good to see him get on the board. You talked about it. Also, Mr. Ryan Finch scored 2, and Sam Feemster also contributed a goal, and so did DeBrito and DeMars. So, yeah, good look for Liberty so far through 4, and kind of really keeping the script, guys. Obviously, you're expected to win those first 4 games, able to do so. Now, the competition revs up a little, right?
Yep.
You turn up that dial. You're going to face your first of many teams that have made last year's national tournament, starting with the Delaware Blue Hens, who come in right now in the preseason rankings were 22nd. They are also undefeated on the year, 3-0. They beat D2 Penn State, and then they put a whopping to Temple, 6-0 and 7-0. They're currently led by not only 2 first-year players and 2 vets, but 2 of them are D-men. One is Thomas Weeks with 3 goals and 4 assists. The other one, kind of similar to Nick Pomerleau, Daniel Berg with 1 goal and 5 assists. So, obviously, it's a big matchup and good first test for Liberty, even though they came away winning the series last year.
It'll be interesting. We were kind of talking about it before we started airing, Pat, of like, oh, here's the first real test. But at the same time, like, NC State played us for 2 hard games, right? Having to go into overtime for our second one. So when I think of this, like, it's always an X factor playing at midnight. It's always exciting. It's always a wild time.
Midnight
so
this night.
Pumped for that. Had to give the big speech yesterday of like, here's what you do. Here's what you don't do. All of a sudden, let's experiment with a
What would you do? What would you not do? If you are used to playing at 7 p.m., and you now have a midnight game, what are you saying?
I would just push my routine back, add an extra meal.
Okay.
Right. So eat one more time throughout the day and then try and like push things. So if you normally nap at 4, all right, save that for 6 or 7 or something like that. But otherwise, like, you have to keep everything as similar-ish as possible. And you're not going to be as tired as you think, because once you step out on the ice for warm-ups and the crowd gets going, it's like, wow, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, you can kind of ride that.
Right. Yeah, that wave is for sure going to be there. It's more important post-game of, like, as soon as the game's over, you have to get your hydration back. So you have to drink water. You have to get your carbs replenished. So whether you're a big fruit guy or a big Gatorade guy or whatever it is,
run and done.
You gotta, as soon as the game is over, start fueling that. You're not going to be ready for a big meal, but you could easily drink a bunch of water, drink a bunch of Gatorade, eat some bananas, things like that.
Okay, what about the next day? Because then they turn around at 7 p.m. like usual. Is that more like you sleep in, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, you just sleep as long as you can.
Yeah,
you have to let your body recover.
Yep.
Hopefully even get a nap in before Saturday's game. But yeah, the priority has to be you're going to be fine for the midnight game, but the next game, that's where you got to really start dialing it in.
Nice. Well, let's talking about both 2 game series being at home. Kurt, you're a part of the coaching staff with the men's D1 team. What's been the message kind of coming off the board? At least, I know you don't like giving us
Yeah.
But, like, give us a little
don't
give us the tea, but
give us the sip.
I don't have anything great. I would just say it's the typical hockey talk of we got to execute, got to do this and this well. I don't think it's any surprise that we're confident in who we have on our roster. We're confident that we're a good team. We're confident that we could contend at the end of the year for a top position in the league. So it's more of don't do things that are going to disrupt our game. Don't be a selfish player during practice. Don't be a selfish player in the weight room, the locker room, whatever. Like, keep the unity, the cohesiveness, keep building, and we're going to be fine. I think that's really the main thing. Like, we know who we have. We're not under a ton of pressure every single week. That's my feeling.
Yeah, and I think as the season goes on, I think the discipline needs to continue to be tweaked as well.
Yeah.
Right. So the goal that you give up against a UNC, I don't even know. They won't be top 25. Right. In my opinion, I think it's tough when you take a tough penalty, and then that's the goal they score. I feel like it's a universal thing. If you take a bad penalty, those are the ones scores, the other team's going to score, and it's like, that extra insult there. But I think just really hammering that discipline against the Blue Hens, and then ramping that up for Adrian and Minot, like those are the teams that are going to sink their teeth into you on special teams if you're not dialed and you're not disciplined.
Yeah, one thing also to note about special teams, Liberty for third game of the season out of the 4 have scored on the power play, so that is something also to be excited about. We talked about how the power play started clicking towards the end of the year. It's kind of come back and started clicking again here to start this early season, so that is exciting for Liberty, and if you're a Liberty fan, to see the specialty teams going well. But as the guys were just talking about, Midnight Mayhem will be the first game as Liberty takes on the Delaware Blue Hens this Friday and Saturday. As we move now, also, we said everybody's ramping up now. Women's D1, they're going to take on Purcell Hockey Academy with a former Flame at the helm, Val Manchek. She is going to be coming and bringing a very talented squad here to take on the defending ACHA champs, and Liberty went 2-1 versus them last season. So, guys, we should expect another solid contest because this is the last set of games before Liberty heads to ACHA play.
Were you coaching at all when Purcell came?
No.
Okay.
Last year was there.
Last year was the first year. Okay. Yeah, they have some talented players, a couple kind of game breakers there. So it'll be interesting to just kind of see the matchups. Having the home ice, are we going to be aware of that and do anything about it, right? Like, I'm just interested in that, or are we treating this as another kind of 3 games where let's go out, let's get reps, let's keep working on things? So that'll be interesting. How much are we going to try to push it to make sure we're winning versus learning? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Coach Lowe's and his staff are probably going to have a good hybrid combination of both of those, right? You want to put girls in certain situations to, let's say, test them to see how they react and see if they can play in those big games, right? Like, it's obviously only game 2, 3, and 4 of the season, but it's against a very talented team.
Yes.
So this is going to be a good test to play against those better teams like the Maryvilles, the Midlands, let's say Adrian this season moving forward. So you're going to want to get last change. So I know Coach for a fact is going to be harping on Coach Frank and Coach Mo of like, hey, let's make sure we get that last change so we get used to the girls feeling that, let's say, pressure as a coach. Like, it's also a good learning experience. Like, when that hand goes up, those girls are ready to go and make those changes. So I imagine that he'll work on those details while continuing to get people reps. You want to win, but these are sacrificial games to put girls in certain situations to see how well they do.
Yeah, it's also a key series, I think, too. You can give a chance to have with 3 goalies on the roster.
Great point.
Let all 3 goalies get a chance to play before they enter ACHA play. But, like, is there something key also you're trying to fine-tune right now? I know it's still early, way early in the season for the Lady Flames. This will only be their 2nd to 4th game.
Yeah.
But, like, trying to be able to key in on for them for this year?
Yeah, I think it's, special teams, right? Even we talk about it at the men's level, but even at the women's level, this is where Liberty is a great 5-on-5 team. They are better, deeper, more talented than other teams, but if they can also take advantage of their special teams and try to hit that almost 100% to like high 90 penalty kill rate to a 30+% power play, teams don't stand a chance. And so again, like this Purcell Hockey Academy, they're going to have high-end talent that some of them could be going NCAA D1. So if you're able to shut them down, like shut their power play down, but also, show them a thing or two on your power play, I think those are the things that you're maybe looking for to tweak and to move into ACHA play.
Yeah, Coach Kerr.
Yeah.
2 coaches up here. Yeah, obviously this is another team you worked very closely with. Like, obviously, talk a little about the mentality because, like, I feel like for the guys with those first 4 games, it's hard for them probably to get that official rev up because they know, like, we should be able to win these games, come out and and it wasn't a knock on those other teams that they've played so far, but they know Delaware is a historically better opponent than those other ones have. And I can say that same now with the ladies. They kind of know these games don't matter, but like talk a little about that mentality that they're having moving forward before they kick off ACHA play next week.
I think what makes this program, our women's one team so just effective these last years is it's highly competitive from the top down, right? It really starts with Coach Lowe's and just his disdain for losing anything, and then trickles its way down. So even as we have our 4th or 5th year seniors that have played a bunch of seasons and they have their mindset on the spring, let's just say, as soon as the pucks drop, like they want to win. You can see that competitiveness come out. You can see it in the weight room. You can see it during practices. So that's, I've never really worried about like who they're playing or anything. They want to go out and they want to win. And kind of just what I'm particularly looking forward to this weekend is I'm able to watch the women's practices a lot more, just based off of my schedule. And things we've been really harping on, trying to execute well, odd man rushes and not having the puck on your stick for too long. So I'm hoping for a lot of good, effective puck movement, but also if and when those odd man rush opportunities come up, are we getting quality shots off of it? Even just today, this morning, something we were hammering. So looking forward to that, just seeing all the practice get put into play.
All right.
Yeah, so I was going to say, like, the girls are ready to play. Like,
for sure.
You have that one game against the Pride. They've been practicing a lot.
Yeah.
They are ready to go. 3 games in a row against the same team is a bit of a grind. So I think it'll be a good test with, their ability to stay engaged against the same opponent, not develop those frustrations from one game to another, and just be disciplined in that area as well. But even to talk about your disdain for coaches
losing.
I mean, I I took a bunch of money off him on the golf course this summer, and he keeps saying he's busy every time I ask him again. So,
there we go.
So I understand.
Is this on the channel?
No, not on the
okay.
Yeah, he has
a
channel level.
That's right.
Yeah,
I got to see him golf again.
The Pucks and Polos promo was pretty solid.
Yeah. Thanks
that was great.
Pat and Andrew Musser for making that happen. And Nick Pomerleau.
That's right.
My guy. So.
It's a great model out there on the golf course.
Yeah.
He's got the look.
Yeah. It's great.
All right, so here we're gonna do on the board, off the board with these Lady Flames too, because obviously we've talked about it earlier this season about them having the chance to defend their national title, which I think they come in as the favorites. So let's do that on the board, off the board. Liberty wins. Fill in the blank. Liberty defends their national title if I can go.
If COVID doesn't happen again,
I'll say because like obviously I think there are other teams like Maryville's coming, right? Like that loss, especially going back to St. Louis, didn't sit well though. I think Liberty, they are able to defend their national title again if they're able to keep their special teams clicking the way they have been historically. We saw how big special teams were a big factor in last year's nationals. They only got 1 power play chance, and the other team only got 1 PK chance. They were 100% on both.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I would say
that stat. I love that stat.
I would say if Keith stays healthy.
Okay.
Not that I haven't seen Emma McDonald or Ba, in game situations. So I think this weekend, I don't know, but I would love to see all 3 get a chance.
Agreed.
And again, even just for coaching information, when questions are like, "Hey, coach, why am I not playing? Here's this." Like, and it's just really good to see. Like, yeah, you have a point because you played great against Purcell.
Yeah.
So I would say if Keith stays healthy, I think she's the backbone of this defense, right? I think she communicates well. I know it was hard for Chris Lowe's to put an assistant captain letter on a goaltender.
Oh, it's on her jersey?
Yep. Because we've talked about this years ago.
Good for her.
I think even maybe in the days when obviously Mrs. Kerr wasn't on our team for a full season, but like there's players like that where you're like, that goaltender has natural leadership ability.
Because she was so old?
Yes, exactly. Like if a grandma comes to your grandma comes to your team, you have to put a letter on her. But no, I think Alex does a really great job with leadership in the room, away from the ice rink. So I think if she stays healthy and she's able to be a big part of this team, I think there's no question that they win another one.
To go back, you called Brooklyn Adams Ba. For the people at home, we have 3 Brooklyns and a Brooke. So they all have nicknames.
Yeah.
B.A., she's Ba.
Yeah.
And speaking of Keith, and then just with things around the rink, how's the ice looking now with Keith, Fussy, and Adamak running the Zams? What are your thoughts?
I think that's really good, mixed with Cora Williams, Abby Rogers, Alyssa Klein up at the front desk.
Yeah,
mixed
there we
with
go.
Trish Mishak also on the Zam. The ice is looking good from these Lady Flames.
That's right.
On both teams. Taking care of the LIC these days.
It's unbelievable.
I will say that Nick Pomerleau is also a part of the staff, so I think that's where his leadership really steps forward.
Yeah, hey, there we go. I was discussing Annie Gunn's and Pappy's Barbecue in St. Louis with Mike Adamak Sr., and I was like, hold on, I think Zasha's on the Zam right now. And took a picture and sent it to him. Ended up in the family group chat is what I've been hearing.
Hilarious. I texted him yesterday. He didn't reach back out. I'm just looking to see if I can get on the golf course with him this week when he's in town.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike, if
comes
out when you're in town,
he is 100% listening.
Right.
So get out there. Oh, that would be perfect. To go back to your original question there, Pat, I would just say if we continue to get better every day in practice. So what I mean by that is oftentimes when you're shooting on Alex Keith or any of our goaltenders, you're shooting on some of the best goaltending in the league. Right. When you're going up against some of our defenders, you're going up against some of the best defenders in the league. Same thing when you're playing 5-on-5, some of the best forwards in the league. So if we continue every day to just try to get better, and especially just push each other because we have such a talented team, no brainer.
Love it.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Lady Flames are able to do this upcoming weekend, taking on Purcell for a 3-game slate at the LIC. Well, while they're at home, one team heads down south in our men's Division II team after having last weekend off. They head down to FGCU and Tampa to take those 2 teams on in a 3-game slate. For FGCU twice, it'll be their home opener in Tampa, who's coming off of, we talked about it last week there, the AAU D1 national champions, now back in ACHA Division II. Split last weekend with South Carolina, winning game 1 7-2, but then losing game 2 6-3. So very interesting matchup that we have now coming up for this team. But I want to go to you, Coach Forth, because one of the points you talked about that will be key for Liberty before they head down this road trip is the fact that they finally are able to get a lot more practices under their belt.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like distracted by those scores. Like you win 7-2, then you lose 6-3. It's like, are you sure that wasn't baseball? Like the baseball programs?
No, I'm positive. That's what they have on their website.
Yeah, I mean, that's encouraging, right? That shows maybe a little bit of inconsistency. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, talking about the guys' practice this week, I'm talking with Coach Graham and Coach Garland a little bit. Like, they're just really encouraged by this group of young men. And they've had 6 practices. They will have had 6 practices to push the pace and just go over everything, really.
Yeah.
Right? Like, every aspect of the game should have been talked about, and I know it will be talked about before they leave for this road trip. And I think it's an opportunity for them to play good hockey, continue to learn. But I think their locker room seems very positive. It seems like the guys are excited. I've heard nothing but good things about the brotherhood in this locker room. So even in tough times and adversity, we'll call it, throughout this season that they may face, I feel like that team will have Christ at the center, and I think they just will enjoy each other, whether they are winning or losing. But it's really encouraging, and I hope they have a really great, successful trip this upcoming Florida trip. So it's really encouraging.
Yeah, following up on that, have had some good conversations with Coach Garland, Coach Graham, and just agreeing with everything of like the team's in a good state of mind, morale, all that's solid. Heading into this weekend, they feel good about the practices that they've had. I kind of said it last week of like last week's practices, this week's practices are going to be some of the most important in the year to kind of right the ship for any kind of breakdowns that they're seeing in their systems. And then just, again, like I said last week, the big guys need to be big. They really need to step up. And then for the rookies at this point, it's like, okay, you have games under your belt. We have plenty of practices now. Yes, we're heading into a big weekend, but just don't be noticed, right? Don't be noticed for the wrong things. And then no matter what, like it is a very long season, so let's win or let's learn. That kind of needs to be the mindset. Going down to Florida, it's going to be a grind, especially with the turnaround next weekend on Northeastern. But we're home, so we should be able to rock and roll and start showing up on game day.
Yeah, and just to toot your staff's horn a little bit, I see them in Coach Allison coaching that team in the weight room in that hallway near our old roommate office, RIP. Yeah. And the energy's good. Like Agreed. She's communicating well. The guys seem engaged, and it seems like a really good setup, and they're taking their off-ice workouts seriously, and Coach Allison is killing it.
Yeah, it's nice to see, especially as there's a coaching staff change. Obviously, Coach Garland and Coach Graham have been there, but we'll just say Coach Garland being at the helm, that the culture of the team stays. I love that. Oh, that's perfect. It was a perfect segue. I forgot to mention this. We always talk about humility here.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's good.
Sorry.
We won't mention how or what, but Coach Handy and I went into the men's D2 locker room recently, and the humility displayed from Captain Corey Owens is incredible. We'll talk about it off air because we'll leave the people hanging, but he's the man. If that guy's leading the team, we'd love to see that. Hopefully he is after I just said that.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, breaking news.
No, I thought he
have an A?
was.
No, I think he has an A.
Oh.
Yeah, A cap.
Do they have any C's?
I didn't know if they named a C yet.
I thought he was the C.
Okay.
C's are not
So, yeah.
What?
This could either be really awkward or this could be great. I'm not sure, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Well,
leader stuff out there,
leader
Owens.
Corey Owens. Yeah. Give yourself the C.
Great young man, Corey Owens.
Yeah, they're waiting for someone to step up.
Now, I will say, Coach Garland's been very happy about his leadership staff. So, yes, and I know Corey Owens is a part of the group that have 4 men that are wearing letters. From last time I checked, they didn't have a C. But, yeah, he's
if they do, and it's not Corey. My bad. Sorry about that.
But besides that, I know I'm glad to hear things are still positive with this team, because obviously with the start that they've had, a lot of teams would be down and out. But I think because they have such a strong culture, that has been also the difference maker too. And also too, this trip will be huge for them because we think the culture's strong now. They've been playing at home the whole time. Now they're about to get on the road and bond with each other, and nothing's going to bond you within a 10+ hour bus ride.
That's right.
And some spike ball in Florida.
Oh,
watch
there
out.
we go.
I'm just assuming.
You just hearing from the girls on their Tampa trip?
Normally they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes sense that they do. But yeah, hopefully the biggest thing in between some of those games, don't get too much sun and wear yourself out at the beach.
Tell you what, St. Louis last year, it was a nice sunny day. The sun is great for you.
Yes.
So I told the boys, go out in the sun. Do not get sunburned. Do not get sunburned. I don't know if I was coming back from Sam's Club, see them all by the pool, tarps off. I'm like, someone's getting toasted.
Yeah.
And sure enough, 3 guys on the team. I won't mention names, but based off of GPA, everyone can kind of figure out who it was.
So good.
I was just so rattled. I was so mad. Like, I told you not to do this.
We'll let you at home guess who the
yeah.
I mean, coaching, somewhat I've learned it's like parenting.
Yes.
Like, you feel like I have this great idea, or I dare I say wisdom on this topic, and then it's like, why did I even talk?
Yeah.
They come back at you with this other stuff. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, is it me? Is it you? Like, yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, I said this. Yeah. Oh, It's the worst.
Yeah.
All right, we keep going. I apologize.
No, you're good. Well, yeah, men's D2 head down south to take on FGCU and Tampa this upcoming weekend. Another team hitting the road after their hot start. The Lady Flames, they have been rolling. We talked about it last week. Have outscored the competition basically 4-1 in their first 4 games, and now they're going to take on Delaware.
Yeah,
yes.
Not only a rival in their conference, but a team that is coming off a really big win. They were able to take out the back-to-back DVCHC conference champs in Villanova, beating them 4-3 last week. And so this is a big road trip for, I think, the Lady Flames, and honestly, probably for them. We've talked about a lot of teams' first tests. This is definitely their first test of the year.
Yeah, no, we're very excited to travel to Delaware and play the Blue Hens, and just seeing that score from last weekend, that's encouraging to know that Delaware is seemingly put together a good team. Mm-hmm. Their coach stepped down at the end of last season, so a whole new coaching staff there. And I know a couple of talented girls that played last year didn't come back for whether they graduated or just chose not to play, but yeah, we're really excited to get on the road. I didn't make the last trip, so like just seeing and working on things that we've talked about in practice. Yeah, I mean, as a coach, I think some coaches really love like the grind of the practices and being able to control things. I'm the opposite. Like I love that, but I live for the games. I love watching what the girls have put in practice into a game and seeing it, and like if something obviously positive happens, seeing them light up and realize like, hey, what we're working towards is coming to fruition. So it'll be a test this weekend, but a test we're very excited about.
Now, just break down for the people here the DVCHC, kind of top dogs, us, Delaware, Villanova,
Navy.
Okay, and then how do we come out of that and head into nationals? Is it the top two?
No, Navy's in it.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, are we missing?
You were just looking at my face.
Yeah,
I was
like,
I had coffee in my mouth.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right. Are we the top two come out of that and go? Just remind us what's at stake for, like, I know it's early in the year, but we have to do well against these teams and all that.
Yeah, so it's for regional rankings.
Okay.
That's the most important thing for us so that we can stay at the top 4 of our region. Last year it was 5, but they voted in Nashville that we only get 4 seeds now, and the West now gets 4. They or the Central. Either the West or the Central only had 3 because of the number of teams.
Yeah.
All that to say is we need to
add a fair amount of teams in.
Well, I think it was just like those teams are pretty good, and I think our region is seen as, I don't want to say a weaker team. So like that 5th place team typically isn't going to be as good as that 4th place West or Central team.
Right.
So that's the region is the most important. Okay. Our conference is a little bit different, but going into our conference tournament, obviously you want to be top 2 because you get that bye for that semifinal day. But yeah, those are our rivals because we obviously, the first step in a big goal for us is to win conference for the second time in program history. Yeah. And then I like it because those are the games that the girls kind of build belief in themselves of like, hey, there's something on the line. It's a semifinal game into a conference final. And just being able to handle those nerves, make those plays, and be defensively sound in those big games is just a great learning tool to know what that feels like once you get to nationals. So all that to say is, it's regionals for us during the seasons for ranking to go to nationals, but then winning that conference is just big.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's always, with all the teams, always a bit confusing. And then women's too, for years, it was like, they made it. No, they didn't, right? So I like to know, like, what are the rules before we really get going here?
Yeah. I feel like
we
it
can
changes
follow it properly.
every year for women's too, unfortunately.
Well, in building off of last year, I think the realistic goal is for us to be number 1 in the region all season, to leave no doubt that we are going to be going to nationals. And so that's great, but that's obviously not the end goal. So just being able to make sure we take care of business, so to speak, and basically try to win out the season. but then obviously focusing on winning that conference and then getting out of pool play first of nationals and then building towards that semifinal and final.
And then for some of the fans, is this going to be a contest on the Olympic sheet for the girls?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just know when we show up.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Will there be a broadcast?
I do not know.
Oh, okay.
I imagine some sort of live barn or YouTube.
Yeah.
I like YouTube a lot more than some of the other options that
I mean,
they have.
free is always really jumps it up to a little bit better.
Yeah. The quality is just better. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, good stuff. Yeah, this will obviously be a huge trip for you guys. Talk a little about also, too, I think, before we move on to men's Division III, also kicking things off, but, like, the development of this team, right? Like, obviously, I think out of all 5 hockey teams, this team brought back the most skaters for this upcoming season. So, like, and now we've seen in 4 games, like, really some girls have already taken their game to another level.
Yeah, I really like it because even some returners who may be seniors now, but, like, I got to work with a little bit for the first time last year, have been just even hearing their communication and dialogue in practice, communicating with the freshmen, the new girls, of like, hey, you should be here on this, like, and communicating well because they are now understanding and confident in what we're trying to do on the ice. So I think that's really cool to see how these girls are like also coaching and taking them under the wing, and just I think they're communicating well, and I think everybody's done a good job of being an open book and communicating well and not taking anything personally. I think that stems from obviously Coach Leone and then our captains as well. I think they've done a really good job this season of loving on the girls in a way where they know they feel welcome and they can ask those questions and they can fail without being, reprimanded, so to speak.
Yeah, no, obviously a good leadership staff that you guys have promoted for this upcoming season. So hopefully it pays a lot of dividends for you, not only this weekend, but throughout the rest of the year as the Lady Flames hit the road, as we said, going against conference rival Delaware. Another team that's going to be at home, men's Division III, looking to defend their ACCHL title. And guys, they will take on Stevenson, who last time they took them, whomped them 13-1 and 14-0 in the fall of 2023. But this is a team that a lot of people were excited about because they believe this is arguably one of the most talented D3 teams in program history. And that says a lot after last year's team.
Where are you getting your information and rumors from, Pat? Or are you getting that straight from the people around the rink?
People around the rink.
Okay, all right.
I'm not at the rink. I'm at the complex.
Yeah, there we go.
I've been here and I'm like, I was shocked when I heard it because I was like, well, they lost 10-plus guys. Like, how much talent did they get? So, yes.
Yeah, we lost the right 10. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm in full agreement. I've gotten to see these guys move, and just knowing who's on the rosters, such as Roman Lamoureux, unable to play nationals at the D2 level, still a student, so coming down. A couple other guys that have been in that D2, D3 kind of mix and conversation. But first workout, I would have told you, like, what happened? Like, this is a huge step down. But now I see the athleticism coming out with some of our more complex movements of like, no, they're figuring it out really quick. They're able to learn these kind of new things. I am very, very excited. It'll be interesting of last year, I would say we were in the hunt, right? We had the kind of the chip on our shoulder. So how will the coaches, how will the captains on the team, now that we might be the hunted, how will that affect things? But all in all, I'm in full agreement of I think this will be one of our most deeply talented men's D3 teams that we've had in many, many years, if not ever. Guys look good.
Yeah. What's their goaltending look like? Did they lose any obviously Westbury graduated.
Yeah.
Westbury graduated, but they kept Tompkins.
Okay.
So that's a huge.
Trey's solid. Yeah. Trey's very
no, that's
solid.
good. I think in that league too, like anything, but I think that's super important to have a steady, confident starting goalie, but also with someone to push him. So I'm interested to see who, let's say, 1B is or 2 and 3, because I saw a handful of goaltenders out there at the goalie ice yesterday, coaches and players obviously working on their thing. But yeah, I like where Coach Wagg's head is at. He seems like he's done a good job of creating a culture that he wants, and it seems like it's going to be exciting watching them play.
Yeah,
and again,
sure.
D3 AAU is a little bit unfamiliar to me, to where it's like, okay, here's what should happen. But even last year, I think if you talk to the team, like, we probably wish or thought we could have won that game.
We could have.
So
sure.
I think hockey's just kind of a bit of a fickle thing. But I think if they're doing the right things, and I know Coach is doing those little things right, and I think it's going to be a really exciting year. And I'm really excited to see Roman Lamoureux.
Yeah.
And to see what kind of player he can be on a consistent basis, right? Because like, if he plays his game, he's a top guy at D2.
Yeah.
Right.
So for him to come to D3, if he can be consistent and Wags can get the most out of him on a consistent basis, I think it's going to be really special to watch.
Yeah, they have a chance to have easily one of the best duos in D3 as well. With it sounds like he's going to be paired with Zachary Lemons, who
Perfect.
I think we all thought was
Yep.
going to be on the D2 team this year. So like the fact that the two of them are now going to be at the ice at the same time, I think teams will have to watch out.
When Roman needs just to think, like, when life gives you lemons, like, let's see some lemonade, boys.
Yeah. No, I was just going through the roster myself, Pat, like trying to put forward lines together. I haven't watched many of our D3 practices, so I'm not too sure what we're going to be seeing on Friday night. But yeah, just to, like, you pair Roman with Lemons, throw Kelly. Kelly, I'm sorry, I just don't know how to say your last name. We're going to go with Stroik.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Did you just have an Australian accent there?
No, it's Roik or something like that. So Stroik.
Stroik.
Yeah. You throw them all together, and it's like, okay, that would be a very, very hard to stop line for any team, really. If it makes you feel better, I still don't know how to pronounce Captain Thomas's last name as well. I think it's Mugen. It's Mugen.
Mugen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Mugen.
I've gone years.
Or Mugen?
Like, it's like Priscilla's last name.
It's funny because he
Zeifel,
also works at
Zeifel.
the rink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people I've heard say Mugen.
I think it's Mugen.
Yeah, let's go with Mugen.
Yeah.
Officially Mugen on the pod.
It's bad. I coach him twice a week and have coached him for 2 years, but just is what it is. I'm not the last names
Hey,
guy.
you.
Yeah, I'm a first name guy. Guy. But yeah, I'm very excited for this weekend just to let the boys play. They've been practicing and working so hard. The culture, everything around this team has been changed for such a positive. And also the debut of Coach Williams behind the bench.
Could he do you think he could do, like, the gauntlet, coaching gauntlet? Is that a thing? Has anybody ever done that?
No one has not done the coaching gauntlet.
Because Hughes hasn't coached D3.
No?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Wow.
That's a...
All right, we're going to look out for that in the next 5 seasons.
Yeah.
All right, just have your...
He did the player gauntlet. He's gotten games at all levels.
I think, yeah, it's unofficial. People like to say, like, you didn't quite get it. But if you ask Mikey, I'm sure he got it.
Hey, he was on the ice.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Yeah.
It's great.
That'll be fun.
Good for him. Glad to see. I know that was something that he's talked about and showed interest in coaching.
For sure.
Obviously with Coach Wagner and their relationship there. So it's really cool to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it'll be very exciting. Yeah, this is a very, again, talented D3 team. And not sure what Stevenson has done. Things in our set.
Falling apart.
Not behind us. But, yeah, so obviously it'll be very interesting to see. All right, before we go, though, guys, 1, 2, any final thoughts from either of you before I give a quick thought? Because we're going to do, now that everyone's getting started, we're going to do another on the board, off the board.
Oh, okay. No
thoughts up here.
Final thoughts. All right. On the board or on the bench, all 5 teams will make it back to nationals this season.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm sticking with on board.
You got nervous after.
Yeah. I committed to the answer. I'm on board.
Yeah.
This is what it is. For men's 2, top 2 from regionals advance on?
Top 4.
Top
It's
4.
All 4 go.
Oh,
There's no automatic
no
region ranking now. So everyone has to go into the basically the
Just
gauntlet.
got interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to say on the board as well. I truly believe all of them. I know for men's D2, which I feel like earlier in the season we've been harping on them because
Yeah,
they're the
I
new
do feel
team.
bad,
But
yeah.
at the same time, I believe in talking to Coach Garland and Graham off the ice. I believe in the process that they're hoping to be able to mature. And once these guys get some games under their belt and they can still stay together, I think they're going to push themselves to be over a top 10 team in the region, which will then fuel them to have a successful regional run. And then you never know if they could be one of those magical teams at nationals. Which brings me to my next question.
Okay,
question. On the board, off the board.
Off the board or off
on the board, on the bench. There you go. Get it together. All right. More than one Liberty team makes the Final Four this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
For sure.
All right.
Sure.
Let's do Vegas odds. 3 or more?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure.
Okay. We'll let you just.
I can guarantee it. Yeah. So I coached 2 of them.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. I coached 3 of them. Excuse me. Yeah.
We would love to know who he's forgetting.
Yeah.
That's
right.
for another.
Yeah. The 3 teams. Yeah. I don't know why this reminded me of Cole Seaborn would take clips from the pod, send them to the team, like, they don't believe in you. Like, what?
The reverse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, get them all motivated. That was always good stuff.
It was, yeah. So, but absolutely. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Yeah, we feel like all 5 teams should be able to have successful seasons, and we're hoping to see them all in St. Louis this year. But that'll be 4 in St. Louis. AAU's in a different location.
Yeah, probably somewhere cool like.
Yeah. I think they're going to be back in Florida.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be nice.
We're out here fighting tornadoes.
Right.
Pat and I were talking before recording of it's either 7 or 8 years in a row we've been roommates at nationals, and about half those years there have been tornadoes, like tornado warnings, and like, oh, the power's out because the grid got ripped out by a tornado.
Yeah. And we haven't been at the same place all those years either. So
Yes.
that makes it even more.
Yeah.
So where do you guys? Is it usually you guys are in the hotel and it happens, or at the rink? So like,
Bit of both.
It's happened, yeah.
Like both.
All of them.
so you guys just hunker down in the bathroom, like
No, so in the bathroom at the hotel.
who gets the tub?
We've been told, go to the lobby. And we're like, okay, I guess we'll just wait there. And then at the rinks, it's been, you go in that.
In the hallway?
Yeah, in the hallway.
Yeah.
So.
We go.
Stay safe out there.
We go human mattress. That's how we do it in the bathtubs there when we have our tornado warnings.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, thank you for joining us for a new episode of Rock the Rink Podcast, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.